Hi, so you read the title. I'm just gonna hop right into it. First, I need to tell you guys that the way that the UCLA application system works is it is through the UCAL system. And the UCAL system includes 8 personal insight questions, of which you need to choose 4. So I only answered 4, obviously, because like I just said, you only need to answer 4 of the 8 of them. So let's start off. So I'm going to be reading you my responses for the 4 that I chose. Describe an example of your leadership experience in which you have positively influenced others, helped resolve disputes, or contributed to group efforts over time. So I did decide to answer this question, and here was my response. Also, they are limited to 350 words maximum. So I'm actually going to be reading it off of my computer because my printer ran out of ink. My proudest leadership experience comes from my job as a sales consultant at Diane & Company, yes, as in the store from the reality show Jersey Couture, where I sell high-end gowns for proms, homecomings, and other significant occasions. This past August, we hired many new employees, and as a veteran team member, I took a leading role in their training. August 8th, I arrived to work to find 3 new faces, Allie, Dana, and Katie. I jump right in, showing them around the store, explaining how they will need to memorize each of the more than 10,000 dresses in stock and know exactly where to find them. I start teaching them the art. For example, a gown that you would sell for a bat mitzvah is typically very different from that of a sweet 16. August 18th. It is a shockingly slow day, so I seized the opportunity to teach Katie and Dana how to pin gowns. Nobody ever taught me, and I spent months figuring it out on my own, so I know they will appreciate this later. August 28th. My 3 newest coworkers have gotten a pretty good grip on the job. They listen to me when I explain what the cleaning process involves during closing, and they shadow me as they take customers. I do the talking and the pulling of gowns while I help me hang the gowns back up and pin them, which makes me especially proud. Our store promotes teamwork among coworkers and genuine advice for our customers. I love how our store has a very team-dependent environment and that I was able to serve as a leader for our family. So I just chose, as you could tell, to write about my job. To be quite honest, I didn't have any other leadership experience, so I just kind of wrote about my job. So I'm going to read the 2nd and 3rd personal insight questions in case you're applying to UCLA this year and are curious as to what they are. They did not change from last year, actually. I did not answer these ones though. The 2nd question is, every person has a creative side, and it can be expressed in many ways. Problem solving, original and innovative thinking, and artistically, to name a few. Describe how you express your creative side. Question number 3 was, what would you say is your greatest talent or skill? How have you developed and demonstrated that talent over time? The 4th question, which I did decide to answer, was describe how you have taken advantage of a significant educational opportunity or worked to overcome an educational barrier you have faced. And this was my response. As a young dancer, I idolized the FPAC kids, the Howell High School students in the Fine Performing Arts Center magnet program. When I auditioned in 8th grade and was one of only 18 students accepted based on my academics and audition, it was surreal to suddenly become one of my childhood celebrities. At 12 years old, I genuinely believed that I would pursue dance as a career. Accepting my place in the FPAC program was such an incredible educational opportunity for me to learn and grow as both an artist and an academic. FPAC is very rigorous, physically, emotionally, and academically, and is structured like a BFA program, and I love it. I love being part of this self-selecting community of artists who value not only creativity, but also AP courses. We are supportive, loving, and also competitive. As performers, we are often pinned against each other in attempts to land the role. At least when we have study sessions, more than one of us can land 100% on the test. Last year, health issues began limiting my ability to perform, forcing me to reevaluate my goals and reevaluate how I was going to use this educational opportunity. For some time, this was very much a barrier to my growth and learning. However, I overcame these obstacles. I became increasingly involved in choreography, inventing movement and presenting my artistry through others' performances. I found new identities: videographer, peer tutor, guitarist, and songwriter. To me, this is the beauty of FPAC, creating one's own unique educational experience in academics, performance, and personal passion. Howell High School students do not always see our community this way. We are often made fun of by non-FPAC students as the weird musical theater kids. I was branded with that title from my very first day at this school. This negativity only brings us closer together. Though others pigeonhole me into a stereotype because of FPAC, I know that I am beyond lucky for this educational opportunity and my growth as a student, artist, and person because of it. So obviously, that was just all about my high school experience, and the main barrier that I was talking about was the fact that I started getting health problems, and I was in a performance-based program where dancing is all about athleticism, obviously artistry as well, but you need to, be pretty athletic to be in a rigorous program like that. So I was just talking about how that was a barrier for me, like having those health problems, but how I took advantage of the obstacles thrown my way and kind of pursued other things within the field of performance arts. And chased other passions. The next question is question number 5. Obviously, 5 typically comes after 4. Describe the most significant challenge you have faced and the steps you have taken to overcome this challenge. How has this challenge affected your academic achievement? I was diagnosed at just 8 years old. Nowadays, some of my peers refer to it as a diagnosis of procrastination, but my doctor calls it ADHD. My 8-year-old self did not totally understand this diagnosis, but I always knew that I was different and that tasks easily completed by my peers did not seem similarly easy to me. 9 years later, I continue to encounter challenges, both social and academic, on a daily basis. My biggest struggles are not even always the work itself, although completing tests without extra time and remembering the Pythagorean identities I learned just moments ago can sometimes make me feel like my mind is a jigsaw puzzle of a million pieces that I just need some time to piece together. Rather, the hardest moments come from the ignorance and condescension that I encounter. I have been told by too many teachers that I just ask too many questions, and told by peers that I'm just too clueless. In my junior year, I even had a teacher who made fun of the fact that I had a 504 plan in front of the whole class. I used to let negativity of others get me down, but now I try to educate others on the struggles I face and how my mind works. Whenever I hear peers speaking about how ridiculous it is that I receive extra time, I explain the psychological reasons why this is so. There's the opposite reaction too. This year I had a teacher who was so unbelievably kind that she told me early in the year that a due date did not apply to me if I needed more time. While her sentiment was sweet, I do not want others' expectations lowered for me just because I'm not neurotypical. I wanted to be held to the same high standards that my peers are, but with respect and acknowledgement that I may just need some extra time. Despite these struggles, I am determined to stay true to myself, academically succeed, and educate others who are critical of me and my condition. Now I am going to be reading the rest of the questions. So question number 6 was, think about an academic subject that inspires you. Describe how you have furthered this interest inside and or outside of the classroom. I didn't answer that one. Number 7 is, what have you done to make your school or your community a better place? I didn't answer that one either. And then the last one, which I did answer, is number 8. Beyond what has already been shared in your application, what do you believe makes you stand out as a strong candidate for admissions to the University of California? Something that I also want to mention is that the UCal system does not take the Common App essay. So what I actually did was I shortened my Common App essay and used that to answer this question because I wanted to include part of the story from my Common App essay in this application. Around the age of 13, I became obsessed with the idea of throwing a huge MTV-style Sweet 16. My parents, understandably, were not going to pay for it, so I knew that if this party were ever to become a reality, it would be because my own wallet allowed for it. To achieve this, I devised a 3-step plan. Step 1, figure out party logistics. I spent hours on end devising a financial plan to reduce costs and make this dream become a reality. Step 2, get a job. On my 14th birthday, I applied for and got my first job as the youngest crew member at the local McDonald's. Step 3, throw the party. However, I had completely overlooked step 2.5, actually working the hours to earn the money. There was a learning curve in recording drive-thru orders, preparing meals, and working the cash register all at the same time. The fast-paced, teamwork-dependent, high-stress environment was new to me, but I eventually got the hang of the job and learned many lessons along the way. Some unimportant, mastering the salt-to-fry ratio, but others deeply rooted in human psychology and behavior. I noticed that handing a kid a Happy Meal would actually make that kid happy. I observed that many customers who came alone were rude, while customers who came along with others seemed more pleasant. One day, a customer told me, "Oh honey, you are way too pretty to work at McDonald's." That comment made me wonder, why is it that a McDonald's employee cannot be pretty? Society has some serious stereotypes to work through about how minimum wage workers are supposed to look and act. I never made it to step 3. Instead, I spent my 16th birthday at a little restaurant with 5 friends, and I was happy. I never became the princess that my younger self wanted to be, but I am grateful that my minimum wage work experience pushed me to mature and taught me so much about myself and the world. So, this question was, of the 8, I think the most open-ended. I think that you could make question number 8, you could answer question number 8 in the most broad way as compared to the other 7 questions that you were given. So that's why I kind of answered it in a strange way. I wanted to include a story about me that kind of showed my character, kind of showed that I'm hardworking in a way, and yeah, I wanted to tell a good story. I thought that my other responses were pretty bland to the point, so I wanted my last essay to be something different. So, as you guys know, I didn't actually get into UCLA right away. I was waitlisted before I got in. There was, of course, another essay I had to write, so I will read that to you as well. If you are interested in the waitlist opportunity, you must opt in by indicating your interest in the UCLA waitlist by April 15th at 11:59 p.m. So this is basically You could write something additionally with your acceptance of the waitlist spot. You don't need to, but I chose to because obviously UCLA was my dream school, so I was going to do anything I could possibly do to get in. So it says optional. You may provide your fall semester grades, your spring course schedule, and or any other additional information you wish to provide. And this is how I responded. Thank you for continuing to consider my application to UCLA. I'm extremely grateful to be on the waitlist and am determined to join the class of 2024. My schedule throughout all 4 quarters of senior year includes AP Government, AP Literature, AP Calculus, Honors Dance, Honors Voice and Musical Theater, and Academic Video Editing. I have earned straight A's in each class throughout the first, second, and third quarters, and I'm on track to graduate in the top 3% of my class this June. In February, I was invited to a Howell High School's Distinguished Scholars that recognizes students that earn a B+ or above in every class throughout their high school career. Prior to the coronavirus pandemic, I was working 20 hours per week as well as participating in my regular extracurricular activities. Now I fill my days doing online schoolwork, taking virtual dance classes, and helping my younger siblings with their remote learning activities so my parents can work from home. I started a TikTok account on which I post original content including comedy, dance, social justice, and body confidence videos for my over 40,000 followers. Wow, that's crazy. I have like 230,000 now. How long ago was April? Like 5 months ago? That's crazy. Okay, sorry, I'll go back to reading it. I use my platform to spread a positive message and stress the importance of education. Twice a week at 5 p.m., I offer free live tutoring through my Instagram account, a program I call Live at 5. I invite my followers on TikTok and Instagram to join my live stream so I could talk to them and help them with schoolwork they may be struggling with. During July 2019, I attended the Musical Theater Summer Intensive at UCLA. During those 3 weeks, I stayed in the UCLA dorms, took classes with professors, earned 4 UCLA college credits, and experienced what it is like to be a Bruin, something I really hope to experience for the next 4 years. I loved getting to know the campus, the city of Los Angeles, and most importantly, the UCLA faculty. The faculty is what makes UCLA stand out as the perfect school for me. I took acting classes with Professor April Shaw, I don't know how to say her last name anymore, ballet classes with Professor Natsuo Tomita, and was a performer in a musical directed by Professors Jeff Maynard and Lee Martino. These professors were genuinely interested in seeing their students improve and were always around if I needed extra help. As an undergraduate Bruin, I would get involved with the community in as many ways as possible. I vividly remember that during my first tour of UCLA, the tour guide talked all about the Head of Lettuce Club. My mom and I laughed at that for a solid 5 minutes, but honestly, I think I would have to join. I'm very competitive, so I would make sure I ate that head of lettuce faster than anyone else. As a Bruin, I would definitely audition for the UCLA Spirit Squad's dance team to get involved with the school's athletic programs and help spread school spirit. I've been dancing since I was 2 years old and would love to join this team as a way to continue growing as a dancer while making new friends with passions similar to mine. Dance is such an important part of my life, as is giving back to the community, which is why I would also love to be a part of the Express Movement Initiative organization. While I was looking at the opportunities UCLA has to offer, this one in particular caught my interest. My dance studio offers classes to students with developmental disabilities, and I love watching the girls' faces light up as they dance with our teacher, Miss Erin. I am eager to be a part of that teaching process because I truly believe dancing is such a good outlet and healer, regardless of style or skill level. I am undecided regarding my major as of right now, but there are many classes at UCLA that are appealing. One course that seems particularly interesting is the GS 103 Knowledge course, which would definitely further my understanding of feminist theory, which I am very passionate about. I'm very passionate about fighting for gender equality and am eager to expand my knowledge upon the topic so that I can better educate others as well. Additionally, I am interested in pursuing a theater minor through the School of Theater, Film, and Television. I would love to continue taking ballet classes with Professor Natsuo Tomita like I did during the summer, and I'm interested in taking the musical theater class she is teaching this coming winter. UCLA has always been my dream school, and spending a summer on campus confirmed that UCLA is where I wish to continue my education. Thank you for keeping me in consideration. If I am admitted off of the waitlist, I plan to accept immediately. And ladies and gentlemen, that is exactly what happened. Down below in the description, I will provide the link for the 2020 Personal Insight Questions, just in case any of you who are watching this are planning on, applying to UCLA and want a quick way to find the Personal Insight Questions. I will link those down below. If I am not too lazy, I will also provide a link that shows my essays so that you could read them on your own time instead of having to listen to me. And yeah, I guess that's the whole video. Make sure to like this video and subscribe. I am moving to LA in 8 days from the day that I am filming this, so I guess I'll just give you the date that I'm moving there. I'm moving on September 17th because I don't know when I'm uploading this video. But yes, I am moving to LA on September 17th, and I'm going to be uploading a ton of vlogs in LA, UCLA related videos. And also guys, don't be afraid to drop a comment with some video suggestions, anything you want to see from me. I would love to hear from you guys. Your feedback means the world to me. Make sure to check me out on TikTok and Instagram at Sammy Brielle, and on Snapchat at sammy.brielle. And I've been streaming a lot on Twitch with my little brother, so go check out my Twitch at sammy_brielle. We just hit 200 followers yesterday, and we were both pretty excited about that. So yeah, see you guys in the next one. Bye.